dip of ZBCN. Thank me later. Listen, I was not going to make a video about this. I was going to take a day off, but I needed to address this because a lot of people are scared. And let me tell you, okay, so I started this channel, ZBCN, about 2-3 months ago, about end of June. ZBCN did a big rally, okay, when it hit all-time high. I was kind of peanut butter jealous. I bought in around at the 60% dip, okay. It was like 0.003 and lower, okay. You don't believe me, you can go check out my channel of the times I was telling people to buy ZBCN, okay. I wish I got in earlier, but I was in other coins. We are going through something similar to what happened a few months ago. This cycle is different, there's no doubt about that. The old advice is irrelevant now. This cycle is very quick. You got to be very quick, you got to be very precise, and you've got to be in the right coins. And in my opinion, RWA is the new sector that is going to bring the hype. Do not have long of this cycle. Bitcoin will probably top out end of the year, you know, before Crimbo. I want you guys having turkey for Christmas. So ZBCN is a deep in project that has RWA elements and it focuses on stablecoin payroll. So it fits into that stablecoin narrative. In my videos, I've been saying that ZBCN will take over the stablecoin market. You know, they can integrate stablecoins with their cards. USDC is their main stablecoin because they have close ties with Circle. Circle and USDC made ZBCN what it is and made it a lot quicker and easier for them to function. They would not be where they are without Circle. But in my last video, I was saying aim for around 1 million ZBCN because it makes you into a serious investor. Because we don't really have long, we have a short window of opportunity, okay? Not until end of the year. Maybe altcoins could extend January, maybe February if we're lucky. Or who knows, maybe it just keeps extending. There's not one analyst saying that there won't be a bear market. You know, every single one of them has said there will be a bear market. Listen guys, what are you going to do? Are you scared? Well, guess what? You need to buy the fear. You need to buy when people are fearful. Everyone is fearful. The whole of crypto Twitter is all fearful. They're all saying that the bull run's over, altcoin season's cancelled. Guys, that's the time when you need to buy. When they're all saying, we're so back, we're going to print millionaires. You know, that's usually a top signal. ZBCN is still not well known. And I like ZBCN because it fits into that hot narrative, RWA and stablecoins as well. Mainly RWA will be most likely be the hot narrative because we've had meme, we've had layer ones, we've had gaming, we've had metaverse, we've had AI agents, and that was the most recent one. Remember that last year when AI and AI agents all had a massive boom? I feel like the same thing is going to happen with RWA because institutions and banks are stepping in. They do not want to buy speculative tokens. They want to buy tokens that are backed. They want tokens that are safe and well trusted. And guess what narrative that fits in? RWA. Stablecoins as well. This is why I keep saying that the stablecoin market will go to the trillions. And I'm not the only one that thinks that. Giants like Ripple think that stablecoins are going to $1 trillion market. Why do you think they made the RLUSD? But it's about stablecoins, guys, because stablecoins like USDC is fully backed. It is pegged to the dollar. It has treasuries. It behaves like a digital dollar because think about it, right? If I sent you $1,000, you know, through my bank account, it's going to take 3 to 5 business days because that is the SWIFT system, like that, what we operate in. If I sent you USDC from like phantom to phantom or like my tangent to your tangent or whatever, and it will take a few seconds. Like we cannot do that in the real world without the third party. Like blockchain technology eliminates the middleman. We don't need them. That's why the banks want to step in, but the banks will start to issue their own stablecoins. They're fully backed stablecoins. This is why we have the Genius Act. These will be stablecoins that are pegged to the dollar. Yeah, and then you've got the digital euro and other euro-backed stablecoins. This is why MiCA compliance exists, which ZBEC is going for, the MiCA compliance. But the big one I've been saying is the ISO 222 standard. 99% of all these cryptos will die off. You know, when people say like the meme coin super cycle, oh, dude, I think meme coins had its massive run. This is when I made a lot of money as well in 2023, 2024. But now everyone is kind of holding on to their meme coins. And when I first started crypto, there was like 10,000 coins. In 2017, there was way less, 700 coins. Now there's 20 million coins, guys. The market is so diluted. People think that, you know, crypto can just keep going up and up and up. But guys, look at the law of diminishing returns. The more you progress, the harder it becomes. It does not get easier. It gets harder. Bitcoin going to like 200K to $1 million, it gets harder. It takes longer. But zebec is still kind of new. It got released in like 2021, but it got rebranded in like 2024. So technically, it's not a new token, but its focus is new. Has not experienced a bull run. But guys, just focus on the fundamentals. I am here on the red days and the green days. I've been talking about ZBCN when it was red. Okay, that's when I first entered. Do not have that mindset of selling red and buying when it's green, because that's 90% of people in crypto. Everyone's a friggin' idiot. This is why crypto has a bad name. Everyone's getting scammed, everyone's getting duped, and it's because the investor is very stupid, doing the same trick in the book, selling at the low, buying at the high. The big money is just waiting on these dips. Okay, we've got a bearish week so far, okay, because Bitcoin and Ethereum's going down. Obviously, they're the biggest coins, and if they go down, we go down with it. We could dip maybe 5-10%, maybe, depending on the market, okay? Just think of this as a bearish week. We're getting close to the end of the month. September is usually bearish, but we get into October. I do think that things are going to flip. It's market psychology. They want to shake you out. We've had one rate cut. The Fed is thinking about 2 more. So obviously, they're trying to shake everyone out because they don't want retail to win. They don't like people like me and you getting rich. And everyone's panicking. You panic sell, and guess what? The big money is swooping in, taking all your bags, and guess what? It's pumping without you. That's how it works. And you will get wrecked if you sell at the bottom. If you're scared right now, what are you going to do about it? Are you going to sit there and cry about it, or are you going to try and double your position, triple your position, and wait for the next candle? Because I was not going to make a video, because I was going to make a video about stablecoins. I will get to that. There is some news tomorrow for ZBCN. Okay, they've got an X space with Uphold. Remember that announcement that pumped the price 20% about the alt unities, the euro-backed stablecoin? Something like that could happen again. And ZBCN is kind of different. It kind of doesn't really follow the market. Usually, ZBCN goes up when everything's red. It's going down now. It went down because of the buy the rumor, sell the news event. But if we get something bullish tomorrow, we could pump again. Utility coins takes times to build. I've already said the big catalyst for ZBCN. It's the zebec super app, the Coinbase and Binance listings, because obviously it'll bring more volume. I'm pretty sure we can pump without it. It would help. ISO 222 compliant, bigger institutions partnering with us. The hot sectors like RWA, the stablecoin narrative kicks in. Zebec was one of the first companies to talk about stablecoin payroll. They were the original. Stablecoins was not even popular, but a lot of institutions are realizing that stablecoins is a big sector, because they can build on Ethereum, they can build on a Solana, they can issue their own stablecoin that's fully backed. This is why we've got the Genius Act. This is why we've got micro compliance. Don't be scared. Look at my latest video about buying 1 million ZBCN. If you're still bullish, nothing has changed. Okay, it's just a regular shakeout. This week bearish, next week we can flip to bullish. Do not let these guys get your bags. Believe in the fundamentals. You're a long-term investor for a reason. Most of you have been through the XRP journey, because I used to be an XRP investor as well, and I know these games. I've seen it all before. That's what I'm doing. Buy when it's red, sell when it's green. I'll see you guys in the next one.